Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant Chess Wise. Today we are going to play one tournament with a time control of 2 minutes and 1 second, and we will try to use gambits as we have been doing previously also. So whatever gambits I have taught, I will try to use them. So we are getting started with the first round. We are white. Let's see which gambit we are able to use in this. So since we got the Sicilian, we will try the Morra gambit. DC knight c3, opponent has declined the gambit, so let's take it and let's develop the pieces quickly. I think opponent has already made a mistake with knight g4. We can look to capitalize on it. Knight g5 check followed by qg4. That should give us a winning position. So the knight on g4 was loose. Now the queen is heading to e6 square. Even the threat is knight e6. See, opponent allowed knight e6. The queen is attacked. The bishop is attacked. Things already look a bit difficult now for black. Opponent has blundered his queen, so he is about to lose some more pieces. There will be knight c7 followed by knight d5 also. Even knight g7 is going. It's time to resign maybe for the opponent. So as I said, the opponent resigns. Let's wait for the next game. We are getting started with the second round now. So let's see, we can use the Scandinavian defense. ED, NF6, white often goes C4. Opponent goes with the main move D4, BG4, and now BE2 is very popular. Even NF3 is played. Now QD5 already black looks to equalize here. E6 and C6 long castle is the plan. So let's play normally. C4 would allow Queen F5. So let's develop. Now C4 would allow BB4 check. So we can either do BD6 or long castle. Let's go with BD6 first. If the opponent castles, we can consider BH5, UH5. Maybe the opponent wants to go G4. So we are all set to go with the move E5. Even the plan after castle rook g8 g5 is very interesting. The opponent is waiting. E5, maybe he will play C4. When the queen will have some difficulty finding a good place. After E5, C4, Queen E6, there will be D5. So maybe we should either take on F3 or try to play the move E5. Or we can take on F3 as well. So let's take on F3. Although not a great choice, with less time I decided to go BF3. QB5, maybe he has A4. QC2 I think somewhat inferior. Let's go E5. Let's break the position. C4 very much expected. Queen A5, now B4 can be met by NB4, but maybe he has bishop C6. He allowed NB4. I think it was a blunder to allow NB4. AB Queen A1 check should be good for us. Let's see. It's very interesting though. Queen comes back to A6, keeping the C4 pawn pinned. QB6, DE, bishop C5. Oh, I think I missed something, but QB5 check. Still, I guess It's a great position. CD rook d6. Now the e3 bishop is struggling a bit. We have the check re1, re8. So I did a terrible blunder and it cost us the game. So from a winning position, we ended up in a losing one. So we are getting started with the third round, and once again we are white. This time we can use the Goring Gambit. The opponent played knight c6, somewhat inferior. Let's do the opening quickly. Already white is somewhat better here. H3 in order to go long castle so that bg4 is stopped. Position is roughly level. We can consider the move e5 soon. b4 e5 would be very interesting. So e5, the d pawn is pinned, and we can see already we have attacked the rook on a8, the knight on f6 hangs. Maybe we will move the knight, we can go be7 followed by queen takes a8. Should be a winning position, I guess. c4 is there. Anyways, the opponent allowed nd5 to g5 f4. It's a double attack. Should be a winning position without much trouble. Queen is attacked, and let's do ne7 and trade the queens, forced to take, and he blundered, so we win the game instantly. So let's wait for the next round. So we are getting started with round 4. Again we are white. So once again we got the Sicilian. We'll try to use the Morra Gambit, and dc and c3 get us to accept it. The opponent declined. This is another interesting way to decline. White can go c4 and c3 and play the Marozzi white setup. Let's stop bg4 with the move h3. I think white is slightly better here. E takes, both are interesting. We'll go e takes. We want to make use of the e5. Let's try to play bg5 and pressurize e7. So let's attack e7. Another very interesting plan is to go b4 c5 and push the center pawns. You can also consider going knight to e4, knight e4, be4. b5, very interesting. May not be that strong. dc rook f5. Rook can be doubled on the c5 as well. Let's try to use the c5 square as an outpost and then see what to do. ED bd5 would be very strong. Oh, ED bd5 is blunder. I think I made a mistake here. ED bd5, rook e8, rook e1 is going for free. I think I missed the point. So some material will be lost, I suppose. Rook takes. Now bc6 should be met by rook d6. Maybe I will lose some material here. Bishop e4, rook b6, bf3, rook into e8, check, rook e8, gf. Still not losing. Rook e5 can be met by bh6. So now the threat is rook b8, so opponent has to deal with that. Maybe f6. Or f5, which is usually done. Let's improvise the rook and then take the bishop away. So there were a lot of errors on both sides, but we could win the game. Opening got us to a slightly better position. We are getting started with round 5 now. Let's see. Let's hope to use the Scandinavian defense once again. nc3 slightly inferior. d4, bishop f5 is considered good. Now nb4 is a small threat. qd3 allows nb4. This is a typical tactical idea here. qb5 will be met by nc6, and here we got the pawn on d4. Let's see whether to go for it. I think we can take the pawn. nf3 is there though. Maybe white is a bit better here. We have to go queen f5, queen a5. putting some pressure on c2. Opponent has higher development, so I am assuming that position is somewhat better for white here already. Of course, the move a4 is very risky. We can consider going castle now. Once we get long castle, the position should be really good. Then we can look to win the game easily after long castle. Now the bishop and knights will move. We can pressurize c3. Knight e5 is a good plan. Knight e5 followed by bishop takes bishop e5, pressurizing c3. Opponent wants to attack f7. So let's go rook d7, protecting f7. We can double the rooks. First drive the knight away with h6. We can do knight e5 as well. So let's go rook d8. Knight d6 can be met by rook d6. Rook takes d6. Trading pieces should be a good option for us. After rook d1, q d1 and c3 is a good idea. Opponent also attacks the rook on d6. Now the queen is attacking a4. I think we have a good move, queen e5. Almost winning position, the knight hangs and the threat of queen a1 met. So I think this is game over now. Hardly there is a way to protect both. The knight is hanging and opponent I think didn't see there was a mating threat, and so it's game over. So let's see what placing we got. Like this 2-1 tournaments are only good for practicing openings. For overall game it's better to play 15 minutes games, 15 minutes 10 seconds, that way. Still some games to go, so maybe we will finish second in the tournament. So today our rating went from 1700, we have reached the 1800 rating. Let's see how it goes. I hope you are finding these lessons useful and instructive. Do let me know in the comments below. Thanks for your